Hello, and welcome to Conversations Worth Your While, a show in which I chat with authentic, heart-centered experts about interesting topics to spark, inspire, and motivate both personal and professional change. And today's topic is a very interesting one. It's why your job search is not working. This conversation is worth your while because if you're looking for a job and it's been difficult, you'll want to discover why your efforts haven't worked. You'll also want to reduce resistance and make it happen as soon as possible. So buckle in as we give you answers and solutions that you can use today. I am Linda Bucher. I'm a transformational speaker and a master certified life coach, and I am on a mission to inspire and impact millions of people to know their worth and share their gifts, deliberately creating big, beautiful ripples that leave a legacy of positive change. But I wasn't always like this. After living the life of a chameleon and feeling like a victim for 45 years, I finally discovered who I am and connected with my passion and purpose and reinvented my life to align with my true self. And so now I lead this beautiful life that you can have too. You can have a rich, full life because you do have one to lead. It's there for you. You have important gifts to give to the world and you have a splash to make. So if you'd like to do that, I can tell you the exact 5 things that you need to do. It's pretty simple. So hop on a quick 20-minute complimentary clarity session with me that you can get on my website, lindabucher.com/chatwithlinda, and we will talk about it. So today, back to our podcast, I have the pleasure of being joined by Len Reitz. He is a job search coach who is making positive ripples in a very unique way. Not only has Len coached over 2,300 people in the last 10 years, he has some eye-opening strategies that will change how you approach job searching and make it even more effective. So hi, Len. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Linda. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, me too. I'm glad you're here. So can you tell us a little bit more about what you do and who you serve and how you're making these positive ripples in the world?
Okay. What I do is I teach job seekers how to get interviews and offers by teaching them what to say and how to say it. And the people that I reach out to are people that so far 11 countries that I've dealt with. So pretty much in the free world, anywhere, anybody. It's a cultural thing. And it's just that people are not trained in what to say and how to say it. And I want to give back. I want to be able to help people because I've been an employer and also been someone who's been fired from a job. So I understand both sides.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's a really important thing is when people are looking for a coach, someone to support them, that they know that that coach has been where you are, right? You know, I know you and I get you because I've been there. So, that's the same thing when I'm working with my clients. It's a very important thing to know. So you are walking your talk, which is just beautiful. So thank you so much for being here. So we're going to start out today with why job searching is scary and why it's ineffective the way most people approach it. So from this scary point, I want to point out that when you're in a place of lack, in a place of need, I need a job, I lack some money, I have bills coming in front of me, right? It's a very scary place to be. And the energy and the emotions that are swirling around with us at that point are probably not the energy that a prospective employer might, latch onto and want to see. So that desperation that comes off of us is a difficult thing for other people to deal with. Everybody feels it, whether they're aware of it on a conscious level or not. And so when we're scared, so there's a point of why we don't want to be scared. We want to be able to approach this from a very calm way. But it's super scary because what we're effectively trying to do is sell ourselves, and nobody likes to sell themselves. It feels really icky. And so as we're having our discussion today, I just want everyone in the audience to please just keep in mind that it doesn't have to be scary. This is not about selling yourself, in a way that feels yucky. That is not it. It's really, we want to be able to feel confident about who we are, what we know, what we can do. And when we feel that confidence, we can't be confident and scared at the same time, not in the same moment. So I want to kind of embody that confidence. So Len, tell me some things that you have talked about or worked on with your clients about why these job searches are so ineffective all the time.
The things that they usually run into are the resistance they get from employers. And the resistance they're getting is because they're one of 200 or 300 or maybe more.
Mm-hmm.
And what is distinct and different about each individual person? Unless they have something that's distinct and individualistic about them, then they were just part of the crowd. And so it's just a matter of separating them from other people by being able to show an employer what value that they bring. And it's something that people don't, it's not a course that you got in school. It's not something that you graduated with a degree in. So it's something they don't understand. And that's it. We all have things we don't understand. We just need to learn. It's just training.
I love that. That simplifies it. It really is just training. This is not a matter of self-worth, but that's what comes up all the time. That's another part of why it's so scary. People are like, well, other people could do a better job. You know, maybe I'm not worthy of that job. Maybe I don't deserve it. Maybe I can't really do it, right? This lack of confidence is lack of their sense of worthiness is you know, that's something I work with people all the time. And I call it your sense of worthiness because people don't know this, but I know this, but I can help you prove it to yourself that you are 1,000 bazillion % worthy and you've never been anything less than that. However, your perception of worthiness can really get in the way. It makes you be a people pleaser. It makes you say yes when you really mean no. It makes you not see your value. And that is a fundamental thing that you're telling us here is we need to know our own value, see our own value in order to be able to have that point of differentiation. So this is how we can stand out when we are looking for a job.
Exactly. The thing that a lot of people don't do is they look for jobs because they need a job, because they need the income, like you said. They need the income because they've got to pay bills. Instead of looking for a job, where am I an 80% or better fit for a job? What job description can I see where what I do is a match for that? And because if you're not a close match, you're going to get left out. So you want to be included or excluded. And that's it. And it's just a matter of narrowing that down to something that you are good at, something that you can do that they need today. That's what people are looking for.
Right. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes. So that's beautiful. Okay. So you are just kind of beautifully segueing into our next point, which is how to look at job searching differently. Now, I remember when I came out of college and I was looking for a job, I was doing what you're saying. I was just looking for a job, any job. I was trained in a certain area. And so I was limiting myself to, you know, that's what my job was going to be. And I was just looking for it. And I was in this position like, oh, pick me. Kind of like, I'm going to bring up an analogy because it's a beautiful analogy. So it's like dating. With dating, I mean, unless you're on The Bachelor, which is about that whole desperation, pick me that I was talking about earlier. Dating has to be like, you know, we've got to be a good fit to be able to look any further. I've got, you know, you've got to pick out me, and I've got to like that you picked out me, or I think no, thank you. And so we're wasting our time when we're applying for jobs that we wouldn't really truly love to have and that we're not a true fit for. That is a waste of time. That's just going through the motions and giving into fears, insecurities, and lack, which is not the best way to search for a job. So we want to make sure when we are looking for a job that we're looking for a good match. That's really important.
Right.
And so what are your thoughts about looking at job searching differently than we have in the past?
It's looking for jobs that are posted that you think that you might be a match for. And then also look at companies that use the kind of skills that you have, whether there's a job posted or not, because people move around, things change. Husband gets transferred, wife gets transferred. There's suddenly an opening. We haven't posted a job, but if you reach out to that company because they use the kind of skills that you have, and if they're customer service skills, or if it's technological skills, or IT, cybersecurity, engineering, whatever it might be, whatever the skills that you have, apply to those companies. Because many times I've seen that people apply and the HR person says, it's a funny thing that you applied now because we have somebody that's vacating that position because they're moving to take care of their parents. And, could you come in for an interview next week? Absolutely. Did you have to look online? No. Did you have to go to an employment agency? No. What did it cost you? Zero. Exactly. Everybody's happy. So it's just places like that you start. When you start looking, you start thinking about who in my area, if you want to work where you work in office or in a plant or warehouse, whatever, is it who in my area uses the kind of skills that I have, whether there's an opening there or not. You never know. So it doesn't cost anything to reach out and apply to some place that could use you. And then you can sometimes find good news. But if it isn't, at least you've tried and you've made an effort. And when you do that, you feel good about yourself that you're doing that because you know that they need what you can do.
I absolutely love that. So instead of being one of, 400 people who answer a post, you are being proactive, which always feels better than, oh, I hope they select me, because hope, I was going to write a blog post years ago. I never did it, but I was going to call it hope is a 4-letter word because it's got built-in doubt, and I don't like built-in doubt.
Sure.
So we don't really want to be in that point. This puts you in the driver's seat. This puts you in the, I'm gonna be the one choosing who do I want to work for? Who do I want to work for instead of who wants me? It's a whole different energy. It's a whole different dynamic. I absolutely love that. And so don't wait and say, oh, there's nobody who has my skills or who wants my skill set. No, we're talking about really discovering where you're going to be a good fit. So discovering what you know and your worth and your value, and then reaching out and saying, I do this and I do it really well, and it looks like you're the kind of company who values that. Can we have a conversation?
Sure. Absolutely.
So it can be a little scary to put yourself out there, but if you don't do it, it's already a no. Right? Like not doing it, you say no to yourself. Let them say no to you. Like, why would you say no before you, right? So just start that little research. That's just a beautiful thing. I absolutely love that tip, Len. Thank you so much. All right. And now, here is like a big giant truth bomb, a very important takeaway, and I'm going to set you up and I'm going to let you deliver it. Okay. So we're not supposed to look for a job. If you're searching for a job, do not look for a job. What should they be looking for? Go.
Look for a job that is a good fit for you. Look for somebody that needs what you can do. Stop looking for a job. Look for somebody who needs what you can do. And that's a 180-degree turnaround from what most people do.
Absolutely.
Because then you are proactive. Then you're looking for someone. And when you go in someplace, instead of going into a Starbucks or the grocery store and saying, everybody here's got a job but me, you can walk in there and say, I'm looking for somebody who needs what I can do, and I'm going to find them. But it's proactive. It's something that anybody can do, and it doesn't cost anything, but it's a change in mindset.
Yes.
I mean, instead of just trying to find and feed off the bottom, now you're looking for somebody, and you're going to be looking to see if they're a fit for you as much as they're looking to see if you're a fit for them. So it changes the whole perspective of the situation. And when you do, though, because what you're looking for a job, you're looking to get hired, but you do want to be selective where it is going to be a good fit, where it's going to be a long-term thing. Most people are not looking for 2 weeks or 30 days. They're looking for something they can continue as long as the job is there. So that's something there that it's a little different. But if you think about it and you think about, can I do this? Absolutely. You can do it. You can do it today. Yeah. So
beautiful.
That's something I hope that all people will do, is that they will take that and make an effort to do that.
Absolutely. So I want to just talk quickly about discovering what you're good at. I've had clients in the past, because one of the things I help people do is discover their what's next, find their wow, discover their what's next, right? Find their purpose, like all that, get everything into alignment. And I remember working once with an attorney, and she was in a firm that was a litigious firm, right? So they're always suing everybody. And it always felt yucky to her inside because she didn't like that contention, the energy of contention at work every day. It's always,
Sure.
you know, right? So that just wasn't fitting her. And so she was like, oh, what else can I do? But I can only be a lawyer. I'm only trained to be a lawyer. That's my thing, you know, and that's what I got to do. And I don't know about, you know, non-contentious law, maybe real estate law or any other type of law. And so people pigeonhole themselves. Here's what I've always done. Here's what I've been trained in. So that I have to look for a job in that. But what they don't recognize is along the way, in all the jobs they loved and hated along the way, they have grown in other dimensions, okay, that they might not even realize. And so what they think they're well suited for and what they're really valued, their true value is, they're out of touch with that. They don't really know what that is. And that's one of the things that we're always working through is, let's discover who you are outside of roles and responsibilities. Let's discover your true talents and gifts that you've brought to every job you've ever had. Now, and then let's take what you're really good at and what you love, and let's Venn diagram all that. And here's the sweet spot. And that's your step one. That, you know, what am I good at? What is my value? And then step two is, who wants that, right? Who needs what I just discovered? And then step three is make a call them up, make a connection. Right.
Sure. Yeah. That's a huge step to be able to get to that point. And things you can take people that have been like school teachers, and you take a school teacher and you say, all right, what are you good at in teaching school? How many of your kids came out that you taught, whatever it is, in junior high, elementary school, middle school? How many of the children that came into your class at the beginning of the year with D grades and walked out with B grades? Okay, that shows that you're able to talk to somebody, and if you can convince someone there, they'll listen to you, and they have applied what you have given them, and they have come out with a better grade, which makes it easier for them to go to college or trade school, whatever they want to do. Then you've improved them, and you're good at communication one-on-one. So let's find jobs for you where you're dealing with people one-on-one, and they'll walk away in a short time with the information, and they're happy and you're happy. It's just communication, but that's what you were good at because you were a school teacher and you did that. So it's a matter of how can you help somebody else? And some people like dealing with people. Some people would rather sit and just manage data and just look at numbers all day and crunch numbers. And that's great, okay? Because there's all sorts of needs. It's just finding that need.
It is.
But those are the kind of things that it transitions. What was a theme that went through all those jobs there? What did you like to do? What came easy to you that the next person couldn't figure out? You know, there are things like that. There's a gift that people have. It's just discovering that what is easy to you. Let's apply that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's something that I'm doing all the time with people in this discovery phase of, you know, who am I and what's my value, right? We're always doing that. And the second part is what you're alluding to is then alignment, the alignment. Now that I know this, right, let's align my focus and my direction with my gifts and my purpose. That's the thing that's happening. And when we do that, that's how people make that splash that I'm always talking about that ripples positively in the world. And I imagine this world where everyone is aligned with their true gifts and talents, and they're giving and they're creating these, everything ripples. And whether it ripples within your own family, within your neighborhood, within your immediate community, or if you're open, it ripples around the world. You're still making these positive ripples. You're still contributing to a better world. And that's the job of each of us here. And so as we move forward into our job search, we want to make sure we are aligned. We're aligning our gifts and our talents with our purpose, our focus, our direction, and that all wraps around who we are. Because when you wrap what you're doing and how you're doing it around who you are, success and happiness will always meet you there.
Correct. It does. It's and it's something that makes you a better employee for the employer because you're a fit for them. And so many people are wanting to get to be where they're getting the excellent pay, but the job that they're wanting to do is not a job that they can do right now. They're wanting an opportunity. Start where you are, find a job where you're good, and then work up into that to where you can create more value to somebody. Anybody can do that. You can do that. You're excited because you are giving back. You are giving value to the company, and they're appreciating what you can do. And that's when the values are aligned, and that's when things work. And that's what people are looking for, because there's one thing that's consistent all over the world. Nobody wants to train. Everybody wants somebody who's good at what they do right now. So it's just figuring that out and understanding, like the things that you're saying there. It's let's help you figure out what you're good at, what you enjoy doing, what benefit that you bring to someone, and then find a place where that's a fit. That's all.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I just want to emphasize. When people are looking for jobs, when a company is looking to fill a position, they're looking for someone who can already step in and fill that position.
Yes.
So they don't really want to train you for that. But when you fill that position, you will then expand your knowledge, and then you're kind of on the job training for a promotion or what's next, right? As you learn and move through the company. So that is a really another exclamation point on why you want to discover what you're good at right now and who's looking for that. Because your aspirations might be up here, but what can I do right now? And then get in there and then, grow and learn into your aspirations. So that's a great point. I love that as well. All right, Len. So we're going to leave our audience today with 3 things, which is basically 3 steps to take. 1, well, first of all, the truth bomb. Instead of looking for a job, look for someone who needs what you're good at.
You can do right now.
Right, that you can do right now. Sorry, and that's step 2, because step 1 is to discover what you're really good at. Right. So you can call me, you can call Len, you get on the phone with us just for free. And we will help you from different standpoints. Me as a master life coach, and Len as a job coach who's coached 2,300 people to discover what you're good at, so that you can move forward and align your job search and align what you're doing in this world with your gifts and your talents and know your value as well. So that's your number 1. Number 2 is look for someone who needs what you're good at. And number 3 is make the call, make the connection. You've got nothing to lose. Just make the call, because you never know who's looking for what you've got right now. And when you make that call, I love to help people design a conversation. And the very first thing when I have them do is I say, how do you want to feel after you've hung up the phone? When you're all done with the conversation, when you've left the room or hung up the phone, how do you want to feel? I want to feel confident. I want to feel proud of myself. I want to feel like I said everything that was important, and I want to feel that I stayed true to myself. Great. Yeah. Okay. Those feelings, write them down, because that's how I want you to feel before you enter the room, before you pick up the phone. Those are the feelings, those are the emotions you're going to take in with you to this conversation. So that's just a beautiful little bonus that I want to leave everyone with. It makes the call much less scary, much less awkward. You're just going in with this confidence.
Sure, it does.
All right, good. Okay, so we've covered a lot of beautiful things that just boil down to 3 simple things, which is, I love leaving our audience with 3 simple things. So Len, you have been very generous today with your knowledge, and I really appreciate you being here. What is something that, if someone wants to take this a little further with you, how can they connect with you, and what can they do?
They'll be able to hear from the podcast on the details. They'll be able to get the information on how to reach me. And I'll be glad to talk to anybody here, give them a free 15-minute phone call, and help them see what they're good at, help them see why their job search is not working, to give them some ideas, to give them some hope that they can use same day. Be glad to do that.
Yes. Very beautiful. Okay. Well, you're going to give me that link and I will be sure to put that in the show notes. So everybody check the show notes and you will be able to contact Len about that. Okay. And, you know me, I'm on this mission that I shared earlier. So if you feel stuck or unworthy or unfulfilled or out of alignment in your life or career, I'd love to help you discover that you are the one you've been waiting for. And we can talk about how to get you out of your own way and back into the alignment. And you can get on the phone with me or a Zoom call for 20 minutes and get some clarity. It's a nice complimentary clarity session. And that's at lindabucher.com/chat with Linda. So that's our show. It's been a really wonderful topic. Thank you, Len, you
Well, thank
fantastic
you.
job search coach, for being here with us today.
Good. Thank you. I enjoyed it. And I hope everybody else got some information that they can take and put into effect right now.
I'm sure that they did. And I also want to thank you, devoted listener and lifelong learner, for sharing your time with Len and myself today. Once again, I'm Linda Bucher, helping smart, heart-centered people to discover your gifts and make a splash that ripples positively. And until next time, please subscribe and make sure that you've made this conversation worth your while by fueling the spark that it ignited.